When you see Africa in the news, it's likely to be poverty, corruption, or underdevelopment. But there are also major projects, vast resources, and a vibrant group of people in the continent. This side of Africa is not always shown, from a major pipeline project in East Africa to a chain of massive infrastructural projects in West Africa. It is evident that Africa has been very busy. The wind of development is blowing across the continent, and these mega projects will give you hope. Let's explore the top 10 mega projects redefining Africa. Number 10, the Konza Technopolis. Kenya, just like other African countries, has experienced a massive population growth over the last 20 years. The capital of Kenya, Nairobi, is saturated with close to 4.5 million people. Many of the buildings in the capital have been constructed close to each other, with many Kenyans living in slums. This problem has led to a lot of congestions in the capital and a need to create a lasting solution to the issue. Even satellite towns built near Nairobi have not been effective enough to ease the tension in the city. The Konza Technopolis is an intervention which seeks to alleviate the problem of congestion and bring out a modern city with infrastructural development and technological advancement that will make Kenya a technological hub and attract investors to boost the economy of the country. The plan to build a modern city in Nairobi was announced in 2008 by the Kenyan government, and it was set to contribute 187 billion Kenyan shilling to Kenya's GDP after completion. The said amount is equivalent to $1.3 billion. The project was said to have been completed in 2019, and that is long overdue. The Kenyan government is, however, optimistic that the project will be implemented and commissioned. The delay will be worth it in the end. Still on infrastructural development, the Marine Drive project will transform Ghana when it comes into fruition. Let's delve into that. The Marine Drive project is a massive infrastructural project funded by the World Bank for the city of Accra. The project will have facilities like hotels, shopping malls, supermarkets, casinos, water parks, and others. The project will span 241 acres from the Osu-Klote Lagoon to the Accra Community Center and will cost the World Bank approximately 13 billion Ghana cedis, equal to $1.2 billion.
All that money.
This mega project is set to create over 15,000 jobs to Ghanaians. Unemployment rates in the country have been at an all-time high, and mega projects like this can be a real lifesaver. Beyond employment, a project of this magnitude will transform the city of Accra into a tourism hub where people from all across the world will travel for fun and relaxation, just like Dubai, which is now one of the hotspots for tourism across the world. Should Ghana aspire to be like Dubai? The African country's natural resources far exceed the resources of the UAE. This project will be the largest tourism hotspot by size for the country if it materializes. From one West African country to another, Nigeria's light rail project is worth discussing. Nigeria's traffic congestion has persisted for several years. It is usual for people to spend hours stuck in traffic on their way to work every single day, reducing productive hours. The Lagos Light Rail Project is a rapid transit system in Lagos State, which will run for 27 kilometers from Okokomaiko to Lagos. Construction of the project started in 2009, and its first phase was inaugurated in January 2023 by President Buhari and is now in operation. The cost of the entire project is 103 billion naira, which is equivalent to $135 million. The train runs on an electric-powered light rail, hence its name. It shouldn't come as a surprise to you that Chinese engineers are the brain behind this massive project. China has one of the best and most complex rail networks in the world. China also boasts of being the largest high-speed railway network in the world with a total distance of 42,000 kilometers. They are the best engineers Nigeria can employ for this project, which will reduce traffic and increase productivity when it is fully completed. The project will also create employment for many Nigerians in that region. African countries are developing and constructing more railway lines for trains, and this is very impressive. Let's look at another mega railway project. The Kenyan Railway Corporation has developed a very massive railway project worth mentioning in this list. The Mombasa-Nairobi Standard Gauge Railway Project is one of the largest infrastructural projects ever attempted by Kenya. Its main aim is to ensure the easy and smooth transportation of citizens and cargo across a distance of 480 kilometers, costing $3.8 billion. Construction commenced in 2013 with operations starting in 2017. The railway has since successfully run without any major issues. In February 2020, Kenya celebrated 1,000 days of continuous operation. What's more, an extension of the rail line is underway. The project has several trading benefits for Kenyans. It has also reduced traffic and given employment to many Kenyans in the form of local pilots, transportation attendants, and so on. Still on major railway projects, this one merges several African countries. This is a major project instituted by the African continent to link the railways across African countries in order to promote trading and make transactions very smooth and easy. Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, had a vision for a united Africa. This railway is a glimpse into his vision. If this project comes into fruition, landlocked African countries such as Rwanda, Burkina Faso, Zambia, Mali, Niger, and others will easily be linked to the closest seaports and economic centers through railways to enhance trade and economic development. This project is still in the planning stage, and the time of completion is 2043. It is also expected to cost $36 billion. Information with regards to its total distance has not been made known yet. Now let's turn our attention to one of the oldest African countries and assess a mega dam they have constructed. This list will not be completed without Ethiopia's Renaissance Dam. Construction of the dam officially began in April 2011 with a projected date of completion set to 2017. It, however, wasn't completed until 2020. Ethiopia is not the only country benefiting from the dam. Sudan and Egypt also make use of it to generate hydroelectric power. Sudan and Egypt depend heavily on the Nile River for most of their water needs, and a large part of the river passes through Ethiopia. The dam is owned by Ethiopian Electric Power Corporation, and it costs a whopping $4.7 billion to be constructed. It was funded by the Ethiopian government with some support from foreign aid. Apart from serving its purpose of generating hydroelectric power, the project has created jobs for over 12,000 Africans. The estimated power generated by the dam is 6,000 megawatts, and it has a major reservoir of up to 74 billion cubic meters. Still on hydroelectric power in Africa, let's assess the Inga 3 hydropower project in Congo. This was a project announced in 2013 by the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo. It was set at an estimated cost of $14 billion with an estimated power of 4.8 gigawatts. Two of the main aims of the project were to generate high hydroelectric power to be exported to South Africa and also to power the mines of DRC, which require a lot of power to run. This gesture would greatly improve the productivity in the mines of Congo and contribute to economic development. Unfortunately, in 2016, the World Bank, which was the main sponsor of the project, stepped back and removed its involvement in the project, creating a major problem and bringing planning to a complete standstill. In 2017, however, the government of DRC stated their plans of redesigning and reconstructing the project. We hope it materializes. The third mega project has to do with trade. Let's get into it. The Lekki Free Trade Zone is a region in southeast Nigeria where several countries trade. The zone covers an impressive 16,000 hectare land area, and it has been divided into 4 main sections to make management easier. The zone is a world-class investment center which attracts investors from all across Africa and beyond. It was instituted in 2002 by the Lagos state government, mainly to support Nigeria's economic growth. It has the largest oil refinery in Africa. The zone offers several advantages to African countries. Some of them include tax incentives, easy market access, abundant resources, and skilled labor. The zone also levels the trade ground for the countries. The zone is so massive, it contains the petrochemical plant, which is the largest deep-sea port in West Africa. Now let's turn our attention to East Africa. The famous East African crude oil pipeline was greatly shaped to economies of Uganda and Tanzania when completed. The pipeline project was officially announced at a summit by East African heads of state. In the 2 years that followed after the announcement, the routes of the proposed pipeline were critically examined, and the distance of 30 meters was decided. This project is expected to cost an estimated $10 billion, and it will be funded by a dedicated pipeline company in conjunction with the Ugandan and Tanzanian governments. When completed, the pipeline will provide over 2,000 different job avenues for both Ugandans and Tanzanians. This will help ease the unemployment burden on the government. The pipeline will also ensure a faster movement of crude between the two countries and boost their economies. Construction is underway, and it is expected to be completed by 2025. Now, before I review number 1, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more relevant African-related news and information. Also, make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video.
See? It's very, very easy.
This is the third largest communication cable in the world, costing 28 billion South African rand, equivalent to $1.5 billion. The cable will connect Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This project was conceived during the 5th BRICS Summit in Durban, where the BRICS came together to decide on constructing an optical fiber submarine communication cable system to further strengthen their bond and to make trade and development amongst the countries easy. The BRICS are a group of 5 countries, namely Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries are part of emerging economies who have formed an alliance to create interventions which will improve their economic development. The BRICS cable is one of such interventions, and it is expected to be about 3,400 kilometers long. It was announced in 2015. We are still uncertain of the year of completion for this mega project, but when completed, it will merge countries from different continents in the world, and the economic impact will be unprecedented. Mega projects are a necessary part of Africa's development, but do they contribute positively to the economy of the continent?
That's the question that we should be asking ourselves.
If I may.
Why is the continent in its current state after numerous projects like these, which have promised to elevate the economies of African countries? Some of these projects are announced with a lot of promise for the continent, but they are never completed because investors and sponsors withdraw their investments. An example is the Inga 3 hydropower in Congo. This negatively affects the continent. Basic social amenities such as clean water and decent housing are lacking in some parts of Africa. Should African government focus on providing these basic amenities before mega projects? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section.